Colonialism is a practice in which a stronger country extends its power or control over other countries. Actually, what happened just after the Industrial Revolution, when in Europe there was surplus production or sufficient production, it created the need to sell these things in other countries. I'm telling the background about the colonialism in short. And they started to sell their goods in other countries because there was need to sell it to run their factory. In other parts of Europe, England began to sell their goods and buy the materials. But in course of time, what happened? Maximum countries of Europe became industrialized. So the same difficulties were faced by the rest countries of Europe, I mean to sell their goods and buy the raw materials. These two things created the need to have the extra land from where they could buy the raw materials or produce the raw materials and could sell their goods in the market. And these two requirements in early phase of imperialism made the European country rivals of each other and let compel them to capture other countries. And this capturing was known as imperialism. Imperialism was a practice of getting control over other countries. And when they used to capture other countries, they made their country a colony, I mean, an area of under control. And this system was known as colonialism. So in this way, colonialism was a practice of extension of power or control of a stronger country over other countries for the economic and political gains. For political and economic purpose, they used to control or made any country their colonies. Here, second point is what? Colony. What do you mean by colony? Colony means a territory or a country controlled by other country. For example, India was a colony of England before 15th August 1947. The British came as a trader, but in course of time, he became our colonial master. I mean, it became the imperialist power, a power that controls the other countries. They were just unlike to other previous invaders who came settled here, like the Turks, Mughals. They came, they settled here, they became a part and parcel of our country, our system, and money and other wealth remain in our own country. But it was just in context with the British. British took all the wealth in the form of their salaries, gifts, and other things. They went back to England. And actually, their motto was to get maximum profit and income from Indian economy. It is why they ruled here as per their own choices and needs. It is why our previous economic system, traditional economy, collapsed, declined, destroyed, because they were not just like the kings and queens of India who were very keen to the needs and requirements of the local people, who used to take the state for the welfare of the common people. British has not taken such steps. has not followed any policy by keeping the needs and requirements and welfare of the people of India. And it is why our economy ruined, our economy destroyed. Many changes were brought and it influenced our economic system, and after all, the result was not in favor of Indian benefit or advantages or in the favor of Indians. Now, in this way, you have learned about the colonialism, right? You have learned about the colonialism, right? This is the short one. Next slide will come in which you will learn about the fact why in the British, right? Why the British wanted to bring change. What policies were brought by the British and why in Indian reference. This is very important for you because many years questions were asked in the examination that is correlated with these slides. Now, next is what? Agrarian policy. I mean agriculture policy or policy related to our agriculture or economy. Actually, the British basically was a trader who wanted to gain maximum profit. That is why he introduced this colonial policy. British came as a trader to gain the maximum profit, first cause. Second, they brought many changes to guard their interests. They had their own needs, requirements. Their needs, interests were different. They want to get maximum profit, maximum income, exploit the Indians. It is why they felt the need to make some rules and regulations, policy. So, second point is what? They brought many changes to guard their interests. Next point was what? Was it what? They devised different ways. They applied different means, ways, sources to collect revenue and control India. Right? Control India. He wanted to control India. That is why this was the third reason behind the formation of the colonial agrarian policy. Next was what? They wanted to legitimize. Legitimize means to make legal, kanuni banana. Right? They want to make or legitimize the practice of economic exploitation. Right? Exploitation. What does it mean? Actually, their basic aim was what? Their basic aim was to exploit the resources of India and Indians. But it was illegal. It used to be a matter of criticism and protest by other Europeans also. So they wanted to make it illegal. By the rule he wanted to exploit by cheating the people of India. It is why he introduced some land revenue system. Tax collected from the landholders is known as revenue, land revenue, and he applied the new land revenue system. Actually, in previous year, before the starting or introduction of this revenue system, Mughal period revenue system was continued. It was not beneficial for the British, so he wanted to bring change. So three systems were brought, and that was called Zamindari system, Rayatwari system and Mahalwari system. Now, here in the diagram, these three systems name are written. Now, next slide you are going to learn. Now, next is one by one we will learn. This is one very important system that is called Jamindari or permanent revenue system. Jamindari system or permanent revenue system. It was started by Lord Cornwallis in Bengal, Bihar and Orissa in 1793. According to this system, a new post was created in India and it was known as Jamindars. Actually, Jamindars were the heads of the areas who were given right to collect revenue tax from the landholders, from the peasants, farmers. Third feature of Jamindari system was that Jamindars who were made the owner of the land were given the right to collect revenue, and from the collected amount they had to pay 89% of total revenue to the British, and he has to or they have to keep 11% as their salary or their remuneration. Next important feature of this system is what? Jamindars had got the power to evict, to remove the peasants or farmers from the land in case of not payment of taxes, no payment of taxes. In case of defaulter, peasants could be evicted or removed from the right to cultivate the land. And in this way, this right made Jamindars very powerful. Now, next feature is what? Maximum profits went to Jamindars. I mean, Jamindar, no doubt Jamindar had to pay the tax that was fixed by the British. Okay. But later on, many tracts of lands were added into their Jamindaris, from where they used to collect the tax, but that tax was not paid to the British because it was not according to the given land by the British to the Jamindars. So maximum profits went to the Jamindars. The Jamindari system was no doubt harmful for the Indians, but it was beneficial for the British because this Jamindari system created a new supporter class of the British. It created a supportive class of the British who always support to the British, take care of the British, to favor the British. And actually it was a strength of the British company officials to govern in country or exploit Indians. Next, many oppressive methods of revenue collections were applied, and it made the peasants very miserable, very poor, very upset. It made the people very upset and very poor, or made them to or bring them into very miserable condition, ill condition. So now you have to learn the next feature or harm of this system was what? Many oppressive methods of revenues were used, which made the peasants very miserable. Now next is what? To pay unpaid loans. As you have learned, farmers had to pay the tax to zamindars. In case of not having the sufficient crops or production, peasants has to pay the tax. It is why they used to take loan from the money lenders, from the others, from the money lenders. Money lenders were those who used to help the peasants by giving, who used to give the loan to the peasants on some interest. So company, they had to take loans to pay the rent, but when they failed to pay this loan to the money lenders, their lands were taken away, or their homes and hearths were taken away, their property were seized. And in this way, the peasants used to be landless. Next is, company could not claim in increased income of zamindars as they had fixed it permanently. I have already discussed it. Now next point is what? Now next is impact of, after this slide, test will be conducted. So please listen carefully. Now it is the impact of the peasants of, it is the impact on the peasants of zamindari system. Now impact on the peasants under zamindari system, right? First, peasants became a tenant on land. I mean, tenant means renter. Earlier, they were the owner of their land, but this ownership was given to whom? To zamindars, and in this way, they remained renter. Next, rules were very rigid, very hard. There was no flexibility in implementation of these rules. Whenever the peasants failed to pay the tax in time, their lands were taken away, and many peasants lost their lands, and they became poor and poorer. Rent was very high, so cultivators suffered a lot. Many of them left the cultivation work. So condition became miserable, very poor. Ill condition made the peasants restless, and farmers and sometimes zamindars also failed to pay tax to the British, and their zamindari were also taken. And last one is what? Exploitation of peasants by the money lenders. Just now I have discussed, the money lenders used to give the loan to the people, but when the people used to fail to repay it to money lenders, their homes and hearth or property were taken away, and in this way they used to be poor. Now this is the time of the test. I am trying my best to